Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second episode of the True Narrative Commentary. I am your host, Million Dollar Man Mark. Today's call was recommended to me by Hawknet on Discord, GG Crash 76, which transitions well into the next call that I want to cover. We'll get some Jamie stuff in here, stuff about Marty, typical Saunders debauchery, and Mikey at the end, pile driving GG into the depths of hell. Hope you guys enjoy.
George, I work for whatever agencies I can.
You've been working with legal aid and HUD?
Possibly.
Shut up, nobody cares, George.
What is your question?
Hey, take your. You called me now. I texted you, and so now you need to get him away from the phone.
He's
not
not
listening to shit.
bothering you anymore.
Well, I don't need to listen to his shit in the back. Okay, so what I'm asking you is, how long have you been working with legal aid and HUD?
Who do you think I work for, George?
I'm getting to see things right now. Things are being opened. My eyes are opening up right now.
Why? Because I'm real?
Well, I just see things opening up here. I see things that I haven't seen before, that I probably would have never seen before in my life until now. So I need to understand, what's the association with HUD in legal aid?
So the story around this is that we fed GG that Marty's real identity was some U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, a big shot lawyer that worked with Gibney and Saunders to sabotage his case. We told him that Saunders was also doing legal work for HUD in cahoots with Marty.
I do civil rights complaints, but I file civil rights complaints for HUD.
And what about legal aid?
I don't do any legal aid.
You don't do any legal aid, but you've been doing work for HUD, or you've been doing work with HUD.
No, HUD is just an agency that you have to go through to file a housing complaint.
Okay. Fascinating. Very fascinating. All right, so Elder Kong and George Christian are the two stock accounts you have on YouTube, right?
I've never had an account that's not my real name, Gigi.
But you admitted before that you used George Christian before because of your obsession
I
with
told
me.
you that I am Gorgeous George on Discord, which I am.
Okay. What about George Christian and Elder Kong?
This is something that was so annoying about George back then. Anytime someone would post a comment, it was one of three people, Sean, Marty, or Saunders. Elder Kong is a legend, and how George thinks he sounds like Saunders is beyond me. And also, George Christian is Henry. He would post about GG on Facebook pages, getting stories from people who encountered George. And just the name was really funny because it made George super angry. It's commendable to both Elder Kong and Henry that GG is reading your comments and is so triggered by them.
I am not George.
Okay. Well, you admitted before you were, but still, you're not gonna change.
I have never told you I was no shit named Elder Kong.
Yeah. Okay. Fascinating.
What is up, George? I kept you in that house for over a year. I did good.
Saunders keeping George in his house for a year is something that's said multiple times by Saunders throughout the arc of his calls. We have some new people who might not know that part of the lore, but back when GG was about to lose his house, he was filing some frivolous lawsuit with Saunders helping him to sue the bank to keep him in the house, which was perjury by George's part, by the way, because he had filed an informed pauperist. Throughout the time the lawsuit was being decided, which was about a year, George was able to stay in his house. But I do want to clarify for anyone who doesn't know, Saunders is not a lawyer. I do agree with George when GG says he's barely a paralegal, but I made my thoughts known on Saunders pretty clear multiple times in the past, so we'll just keep going.
I am going to get to the bottom of all of this shit, one way or the other. Okay? Good cop, bad cop, good cop. I'm tired of these little games. We'll get to the bottom of this shit one way or the other.
What is happening, George?
Just call it a revelation. Call it a eye-opening experience. Someone punched me in the back of my head and said, "George, look at this." And that's all I'm going to say.
Well, goddamn, George, anybody can Google my name and see that I work for a company.
No, George, look at this. Well, no, it's not so much who you work for, but it's just things that just don't add up.
And I'm the enemy.
Well, you might still have connections. You might be, double agent. It's just, it's just still the double agent, thing that concerns me, of course. So, I'm gonna get the bottom. I'm gonna get the bottom of all.
Keep in mind, as Gigi talks about double agents, that this is the third round of calls between him and Saunders after Saunders leaked calls in the past. And he didn't get to the bottom of it because this is call number 76 out of over 140 calls from that year alone.
Hey, look, you know what? I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm not going to get stressed out by any of this shit. This foreigner, this fuzzy-ass foreigner, I know what my rights are.
When George is talking about fuzzy foreigner, he's talking about Marty McFly. Just keep that in mind because Marty's from South Africa, so George has to be, discriminatory upon where he's from.
The fucker has no idea who he's fucking with.
Yes,
I have got a goddamn fucking thing.
He's been fucking with you for 15 years. He's not going to stop now.
Well, I'm going anywhere. We're going to pull the mask off that son of a bitch, and he keeps telling me that he's further away and closer than I might think. He keeps saying that he's further away, but then closer than I might think, and I believe the latter part might be true. That's why I'm going to get in his goddamn real world once I'm 100% sure of his fucking real identity.
What if you just...
Jumping to the present, George is more than aware of Marty McFly's real identity being Martine Holmgren, and he has done absolutely nothing about it.
Discovered it was me. What if you discovered the real world?
Why don't I just tell you that just crossed my mind, but I know that you're not. I mean, it's crossed my mind a few times, but I know that you have an association with them. You aren't him, but you are associated with him. I thought it weird because I had somebody singing. He was singing in dialect. He was out of tune in a country voice, out of dialect, singing some fucking vile-ass song about a hobo.
Marty had called Gigi and left him a voicemail singing in an American country accent some song about a hobo who is worthless and gets it up the ass from other hobos. If Marty has that voicemail still, I'll see if he'll let me upload it.
That was on my damn answering service, and his accent was breaking up. It kind of intertwined with your voice. So yeah, I'm a little bit suspicious upon everything. That accent, that Marty accent, is probably fucking just a fucking voice synthesizer. There is not to say that there isn't a real Marty. There is a real Marty.
Have you ever seen him and I in the same room?
Look, don't fuck with me, man. Goddamn well, you were on the phone with me one time when he was on the other end.
Yes.
So it might have been something else. I don't know at this point. Okay.
George,
What are you trying to fucking say?
Playing into your stupidity so you can realize how ignorant it sounds.
No, I know that the accent is probably fake. He's a real person. Don't get me wrong on that. But that fucking accent is probably fake as can be.
George.
I'm getting to the bottom. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. It might take me forever and a year, but goddamn it, I'm not anybody's fucking fool. He's already crossed that fucking line by getting into my business. He's crossed that line by getting into my business, and now I'm going to get his true identity. I'm going to get his true fucking identity.
So what are you saying that shit for years that he done got into your business? It's the last fucking straw. And you done had enough.
Yes, I've had enough. I've had a fucking enough of this shit. And I know you're tied in with them. I know you're you're still talking to them. I might not be able to prove it, but I feel it. I feel it within my body that you're still talking to him. You're still talking to him and telling him shit that I'm saying to you.
And yet here he is, continuing to talk for months more on end. You think Gigi's gut instincts would be more powerful given the size of his gut combined with his gun dong, but he doesn't seem to heed them at all.
George, you know better than that.
I know you're talking to him. Because it just seems like right after I got off the phone with you, guess who was calling me?
But George, if I was with him, I'd tell you. I don't have anything to hide. You know exactly where I am.
You know that you have a perverse pleasure of fucking with me. You get off and you think it's funny to fuck with me. You think it is.
You're right, George. It's not funny, messing with you or, doing what we do. It's fucking hilarious.
But you didn't like when the fact they fucked with you, did you? Did you like when they fucked with you? No, you didn't like that. So you turned. You turned like a fucking chameleon.
The story of how Saunders originally turned is taking a step into the GG history book because this was around 6 years ago at this point. So let's recap a tad. When GG first hired on Saunders to do his lawsuit, when he was suing Will and Sean, Saunders sent Facebook messages to Will bragging about how well the case was going and him and GG were winning and they were going to win, etc. So Will showed the inner circle and we found Saunders was at one point a sex offender and other criminal acts that he had, had on his record. Was pretty extensive, and Marty threatened to post that everywhere about Saunders unless he flipped on George. So Saunders ended up coming on a live stream with Marty and talking about how GG shits in buckets, etc., etc. And the day after this live stream is when George called Saunders to confront him about it, and Saunders started recording calls and working for the goons.
They're like a fucking chameleon.
And you see that I've left them alone.
I don't see that. I honestly don't see that. You might have removed yourself off of Facebook, but you're still on YouTube. You're still on YouTube under stock account that I know you are.
George, that kid has always been a figment of your imagination.
No. It wasn't a figment of my imagination when you told him Jamie's name and dropped my phone number. That was a figment of my imagination. The old number I had, you dropped my old number and then you start talking to him about Jamie. George, that was not a figment of my imagination.
George, that was a mistake that I've apologized for. I'm trying to help you not get sued and have it put in the newspaper, but it's you're accused of raping some dead junkie.
They can't prove not a goddamn thing. They can't say shit. They can't prove anything, not a goddamn fucking thing. This is all a bunch of smoke and mirrors. They need a physical address, and they don't have one.
And that's
so right. There,
so they're going to search. Didn't you get the email that Marty sent to me?
I'm not listening to this shit because I don't know.
Just hold on. You need to listen.
Not falling for this shit.
No, he sent me. I don't remember what it was, but it was in reference to you.
Well, I'm sure that's what he. So what?
No, but he wants to sue you. And he
wants to sue. He wants to sue me. Now the truth is coming out.
He wants.
So it's not the Whalens, it's him. It's not the Whalens, it's him, right?
Well, of course, but he's just spending his money paying for it because it's fun to fuck with you.
Yeah, well, no, it's not because it's going to prove how fucked up it is.
The lawyer that they've hired is not me.
You're not a lawyer, first of all.
Okay, well, the guy that they've hired is not me.
But it wasn't the Whalens, it was that motherfucker. It wasn't the Whalens, it was that motherfucker right there.
The Whalens hired the lawyer, Marty hired
the lawyer. That's who paid for it, yes. Manufactured, that's who paid for it, manufactured.
Back when the Whalens were still deciding on whether or not to sue George, we told GG that Marty had hired a Richmond lawyer to serve George, but since George didn't have a permanent resident, Marty had been emailing Saunders to find out GG's P.O. box, and GG wouldn't give it out. We thought it would be funny to watch George sweat it out, karma for what he did to Jamie, and clearly he worried about it a lot.
So what is this fuckhead trying to do? So now he knows that they don't want to waste their time, so he's now going to go ahead and take the ball and run with it?
No, he's decided. No, the Whalens are part of this. The Whalens are going forward.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. They're not the ones initiating it. This fuzzy foreigner is the one that's initiating it.
Well, he convinced them it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the fucking problem right there. That's the problem. That is the fucking problem right there. Buying them and trying to buy them. Trying to buy them and giving them information. And hiring PIs to follow around, trying to follow me around, and not being able to do shit.
Well, it's not so much trying to follow you around. It appears he does this.
No, trying to follow me around, because if he was following me around, he would know more. He doesn't know half the things. He doesn't know half the damn things of what I do.
George, all I can tell you is you need to just figure out what you're going to do and who you intend to sue. Because they're coming, George.
How are they coming when they don't have an address?
They're going to serve you via publication.
They can't do that. They cannot. I've already consulted an attorney. They cannot do that.
Well,
if they don't have a physical address on me, they cannot sue me.
They can serve you via publication. I'm sorry that you don't like what I'm saying, but that's
not what
then
what a lawyer told me.
Then
a lawyer told me they need a physical address to be able to sue me. If they don't have that, they cannot sue me.
Then I'm wrong, and you have nothing to worry about.
Then I'll consult another attorney and make sure of that.
I mean, do that. After 3 times of trying to serve you in 1307 unsuccessfully, they're going to put it in the fucking newspaper. Called an order of confrontation.
Right. They're going to do that. That's that foreigner doing that, not the family.
The family's lawyer that the foreigner is paying.
No, that's the foreigner that is orchestrating that whole thing. And that lawyer would be cross-examined as well. And that lawyer, I cross-examine that damn lawyer and have him tell me who's paying your bill. Who's paying your bill here?
I don't know why George thinks whoever paid the lawyers matters at all, and why he's fixated on it to begin with. George says he's going to cross-examine a lawyer. Yeah, what's he going to say? Who paid you, Jack McCoy? And Jack McCoy responds with Martine Holmgren. Okay, now what? What are you going to do now, George? Idiot.
A lot to do with it because it has its implications pointing to this guy. Implications pointing to this guy for nefarious activity and nefarious reasonings behind what's going on. That guy. That motherfucker. That motherfucker right there.
No judge is going to consider that relevant to whether or not she offed herself to get away from you, and therefore the Whalens are entitled to funds.
There's nobody that did anything of the such. That's where you're wrong. No. Where do you get that information from? Tell me where.
The complaint.
The complaints?
They're claiming that Jamie, having already got a protective order against you once for abducting her, ran away from you and started using dope again and offed herself to get away from you.
Okay, and that is a bunch of BS because on that day, like I said, I transported her around. I took her and paid $285 for her medicine.
You were with her for the day.
And I went ahead and paid for all her medical expenses on that time when she was with me. So you don't tell me that kind of crap.
You see that? They can place you.
All the stuff that George just rattled off doing for Jamie happened way before she died, and even before the text that Jamie sent Angela that I put on my channel. So don't believe George's hero bullshit story.
You hours within the waitlist. They can place you with her hours within her death.
No. But see, what I'm saying is that doesn't hold any ground or any water because it never did anything after the fact. It was a 4-day thing. It was time to keep the court. Shut up a second.
They're going to argue she was against her will because you tried to abduct her before.
There's no abduction at all. She was willingly riding with me in my taxi. She would ride with me in my taxi when I was working. Hold on a second. No, that's fine. With goddamn order, I'm in a real foul mood right now.
Why are you so in such a foul mood?
Listen, man, you put me in a fucking foul mood right now. Okay.
What did I do?
Hold on.
All I can tell you is the truth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to inquire about an order. So you got some more time? The DoorDash order for Wednesday. Yeah. All right. Well, what I'm going to tell you is simply this. Okay. She was with me. I paid for her stuff. Bought her clothes at Walmart that day, and she was
They're going to argue you were pimping her. You bought it. You bought it.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
I'm serious. They're going to argue that you pimped her. You were.
And that would get. And who's coming up with that cockamamie shit?
Marty.
Who's coming with that cockamamie shit?
That's Marty.
Well, I hope he's there. I hope he comes because I will bust him in the mouth in the courtroom.
That's Marty's legal theory.
Well, I want him to be in that courtroom, and I will bust him right in the fucking mouth.
Not sure what George is hinting at when he says 2 times in a row that he's going to, quote, fuck another man in the mouth, unquote.
But he won't come to the court hearing, George.
Because he's a chicken. He's a puss, that's why.
What's being said on these YouTube channels you're
He is
talking
a
about?
fucking puss. That's why. Let me tell you something, man. I went ahead and I took care of her. When she was with me, I took care of her. I made sure she had food. I paid for her medical supplies and all that shit. And I made sure she went to work. So this shit right here doesn't hold any fucking water. Now, we got in an argument. She got in an argument, and that old man gave her an ultimatum. Just shut up a second. Shut up, I'm talking. That old man gave her an ultimatum. And then when the time came, on December the 1st, she didn't show up. I paid an attorney $1,500. I paid an attorney $1,500 to represent me over something, and I was upset with her. I was mad, and I was upset with her. That's why I was going off on her. That's why I was going off on her at the time. He came to me and told me, George, I'm sorry.
Okay, a couple things that need to be unpacked here. Gigi's saying that Gary, the old man Jamie was staying with, gave her an ultimatum to file the restraining order. That's not true. Jamie wanted to do it, and she told Angela she wanted to do it. She also told Angela she overslept the day of the trial, but wanted to go through with it. George saying that she made a mistake and was bullied into doing it is bullshit. And how obsessed is George with Jamie? She files a restraining order, and he pays $1,500 to go fight it, so he can continue to harass and stalk her without legal consequences. George didn't care what Jamie wanted. He was so obsessed with her because she was nice to him at one point, just like Sue and Shelley.
The old man gave her an ultimatum, and she didn't want to do it, but he said that he would cut her off, and she needed his help as well. I told her, you don't need his help. He said, yes, I do.
I'll take
so
care
that's
of you.
that's why she did what she did. But she said to me, she said, look, the fact that I didn't show up should prove to you that I'm sorry. The fact that I'm sorry that you spent $1,500 of your money, she said. I'm sorry you spent $1,500 of your money, but I didn't show up because I knew because it was wrong for me to do that. And she admitted to that. So that right there, nothing was done. Nothing more was done.
I mean, in
January, just shut up a second. And in January, she came back with me. January 2016, she moved back in with me. So there you go. So another shit doesn't hold any water. Then at the end, August of 2016, I lost my. I had engine problems with my taxi, and she was more or less that she. I told her, look, I said I can't keep doing this. I can't keep paying for this stuff. And so I had to, tell her, look, I'm not going to pay for any more of this stuff. So that's why she went back to the old man.
So Jamie leaves after George won't be able to give her any money anymore. Sounds kind of like Shelley. Sounds kind of like Sue. Sounds like a very loving relationship, though, and they both enjoy each other's company quite a bit, and not Jamie using Gigi for money at all. He is such a beta simp.
Yeah, she went back to her pimp because you wouldn't give her no more dope and caused her to kill her.
Yeah, she went back to the old man, and I refused to give her any more. I said, look, and that's what happened.
Well, you're just going to have to start talking about this bitch like the no-good whore she was. No. I'm not doing that. I mean,
I'm not going to do that because I'm not talking in. No, I'm not. Because she's not. No, she wasn't. She was not that.
Well, what was she? A lady of the night?
All right, now you're pissing me off.
I mean, George, you have to play this right. That she was just a lady of the night that you.
No, she wasn't a lady of the night, and you need to shut your mouth.
Listen, if you just say that your relation to her was just patronizing a prostitute, that's
No, it was not patronizing a prostitute. She lived with me. We had a relationship. I fucked her in my damn bed. I don't have to get into that with you. I fucked her several times in my bed.
Yeah, well, she was drunk or strung out on heroin and unable to consent.
And I don't need to get in that conversation with you because it's none of your damn business.
George. I'm trying to say that if you just take it like, look, she was just a whore.
She's not.
But it's illegal.
God damn it, no, I'm not going to say that. Because she had a drug problem, just like you do. Okay? So if anybody should be able to relate to that, you should be able to relate to that. She had a drug problem like 70% of the people in this country have.
A recent survey conducted by the Yared News Network found that 70% of Americans have a heroin addiction problem.
Opioid addiction.
I'm not sleeping with men 20 years older than me to get it.
I'm not using that as an argument. I'm going to say that basically that she had her demon. But she was compatible with me. She lived with me. She lived with me in my house. She shared my bed. Okay? Now, I don't want to, I feel pissed off right now because I don't like to have this conversation.
I don't see why you're so upset. I'm trying to help you get away from this motherfucker. I'm trying to get you to see, Gigi, that if you just,
open your eyes.
Yeah, if you just take it like she's a whore, you won't have to deal with it. If you don't have the relationship, then there was no relationship.
Look, Saunders, I'm not doing that.
Well,
I'm not going to fucking do that.
Then go to jail. Go to Riverside.
It's your reputation.
Go to Riverside, huh?
For those of you that don't know, that's Saunders' kid, Mikey, in the background. He was like 12 or 13 at the time of these recordings, maybe a little bit older, but he was making fun of George because George always said that Saunders and him would be in Riverside, and that's Riverside Regional Jail where Saunders actually served his time.
Shut that motherfucker up.
Ooh, you do it.
Come
on, big boy.
Why are you so threatening?
Shut your goddamn fucking mouth.
Ooh.
Why are you so threatened by a 14-year-old?
All right, listen to me. I thought he was I thought he was stuffed with cotton in his mouth.
Stuffed with cotton in his mouth.
I thought he had fucking cotton balls in his fucking mouth.
Ooh. All you have is cum in your mouth.
Yeah? Well, that cum came from your buddy there, right?
George, you weren't supposed to tell him about our relationship.
Like I said before, fucking men in the mouth and having Saunders cum in his mouth. That's what George is admitting to.
We weren't supposed to tell him about our romantic affair, George.
Listen, I'm not in the mood for the shit.
I mean, George, you gotta stop being so angry. Smile a little bit. Smoke some weed. Drink a beer. Damn. Calm down. Enjoy the sunset.
I loved her. I loved that woman. I cared about her. I did everything that I could to make sure that she got clean.
But she didn't get clean. She left you and went back to her older pimp and OD.
It's not a pimp. It was an... God damn it, man. You're just a fucker. Listen to me, man.
George, it fits your persona. The flashy cars, the big suits, having a couple hookers. It fits.
It does not fit.
It does. A man of your prestige back then should have been pimping some whores.
Your penis can fit in any woman because it's...
I loved her. I cared about her. I was trying to get her off the shit and get her clean. Okay? You understand?
Can you pimp in?
Makes sense.
I don't want to relive this. I don't want to relive this.
You've relived like trauma for the past 10 years. You're an insomniac.
Shut the... Shut him up. I don't want to hear his... I'm talking. I don't want to hear him.
Why are you so intimidated by...
I do not want to hear that breath.
George, he's just a child who thinks your TV show...
Well, he needs a belt on his ass.
Your TV show...
Don't forget, as Gigi threatens Mikey, that George also beat up a black kid, according to Angela, because he whipped George with a towel. This is the same George Yared who constantly cries because he doesn't have any offspring. George would 100% abuse his own children and claim his punishment, just like his dad did to him.
It was great, George.
He needs to have a belt on his ass, and he has respect for an older person.
Did you see the most recent video that him and Kevin did in the hotel, Mikey, at the Marriott?
Wow. Are you a closeted gay? Did you guys have sex
Well,
after that?
this is the video they did at the Marriott.
They go in your mouth, they melt in your mouth like butter.
Melt in your mouth.
We don't talk about the pussy, we're talking about the
like,
dick.
That's an imitation.
Wait, so the penis melts in your mouth?
Oh, that jumping is when we...
George, why is that the same shirt that I had when I was rummaging through the van?
There you go. There you go. I'll revert this. There you go. Okay.
George, why is that the same shirt you thought I stole when I was rummaging through the van?
Shut the hell. I'm color affected.
Is any more of your hair turning white, or is that truly a cum stain?
All right, no problem. Yeah. All right, listen, I'm
It always cracks me up in these calls how Gigi is raging mad, has to do some kind of DoorDash interaction, sounds all fake nice, then goes back to the phone conversation immediately pissed off again like nothing happened. Completely unhinged.
working right now. Okay?
You're working? You have a job? Wow, I'm so proud of you.
He's delivering DoorDash. He's a first responder.
You're a first responder. Thank you for your service, sir. Now go get me some pizza.
Why don't you tell that kid to shut his mouth? Tell that brat to shut his mouth up. Okay, I'm talking to you. I don't need him listening to this conversation.
Woo.
All right, George, listen, I got to help that.
Just, I don't need him listening to this conversation. I mean, I want to find out, Lo, that some questions here. So basically, Elder Kong and the George Christian account is you, correct?
No, George, the only YouTube account I have is mine.
So the Elder Kong and George Christian is not yours then, which I thought it was.
Elder Kong and George Christian is CHRISTN is not my account.
Okay.
GG.
Okay.
This one is.
Yeah.
I just
well,
commented that on your video, your show.
You did what?
I just commented on your show.
There's no comments on that show.
Oh, the hell it ain't. Your show's got over 202 views.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody.
But it has those comments are filtered.
They're filtered.
No, I don't think they're filtered.
There's only 6 comments on there.
No.
No, I don't think so. A well-controlled George is like the puppet he is, a blast from the past said.
What are you talking about? Wait. You mean there are comments on that video?
A blast from the past, isn't that Will Markland?
Well, yeah, there's comments on not the actual video that Kevin put up. There's comments on the videos that they took and put on that damn fucking site.
So this has more videos and so this has more comments and views than your stupid shit, but you refuse.
Oh, well, my God, there you go. Freudian slip right there. What did you just say?
George.
What'd you just say? My goddamn shit? Oh, Freudian slip.
George,
so if you want to fucking help me, but yet you want to fucking condemn what I do on camera.
George, your show has their version. I mean, their exact copy of your show got more views than your show did.
Yeah, well, I don't give a...
This was one of the times that we would take George's show that he would upload and then upload it somewhere else so we could turn comments on and add commentary so be under fair use, and George couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, because it's all fucking trolls.
Are you a pedophile?
All fucking trolls, so I don't give a damn what trolls think. I don't give a flying fuck what trolls think about my show.
You eat his sticky feet?
How many times have you and Kevin had some sort of sexual activity?
How often?
Oh my God! Listen to you. Oh my fucking God! Are you?
I mean, there you are in your sex show. Oh, look at that picture. There you are in your fucking gay sex suit.
Yeah.
With Kevin looking like he's molested and drunk.
Like, did you guys go to the gay bar after this?
You know what? Again, that goes to show you where you're not funny. You're not humorous.
I mean,
not at all.
You're not funny either because you don't get any views on your videos.
I don't need a 14-year-old brat that's uneducated to tell me what I have
Right.
and don't have.
You're nothing.
An uneducated brat that that pretty much can't who's I don't know what the word is for you. I mean just you're not in a suitable situation. And you don't have no room to talk because you're a minor. So go back to your chores and go back cleaning the toilet.
You make minimum wage. You survive.
No, sir. I make $800 a week. Shut your little trap. Shut your trap. I make $800 a week. So why don't you punch your fucking head in the commode and say yes, sir? Say yes, sir, Mr. George. Flush your face down the commode and say, yes, sir, Mr. George. I'm sorry for these things. I apologize. What you need to do. What you need to do. I work 2 fucking jobs, little twerp. I work 2 jobs, twerp, and I make about $800 a week. So shut your mouth. Shut your little twerpy mouth.
Think about this. Gigi says he works 2 jobs and makes $800 a week. This is before taxes because Gigi defers and doesn't pay them at the end of the year. He would tell Phyllis that as of a year ago, he was working from around 10 and 11 in the morning until 2 or 3 at night doing DoorDash. Then would sometimes do Amazon from 11 at night until 7 or 8 in the morning. Sleep a little, then go DoorDash. Yeah, we're so impressed, George. You work 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, and get $800. Where can I sign up for that awesome gig?
George, I made $1,200 a day.
Well, you know what? Bullshit.
Nothing.
Bullshit.
It'll never be anything.
I made $480 yesterday.
Yeah, well, you know what? I seriously doubt that.
Why?
I'm a man-child. I still wear diapers.
It's funny looking back on this, how Mikey says that George still wears diapers when, in just a couple years from now, he would be wearing diapers.
Yeah.
Instead of peeing myself.
And this is coming from a brat that is, has got a big mouth.
George, you've never actually made a living wage, have you?
Let me tell you something, sir. You want to get a number 2 pencil out, okay? And write this down. I was a car salesman for about a few years. I sold fucking Buicks at one time at the Haley Pontiac, and I sold Buicks. All right. I was also an advertising sales rep for a company called Money Clip Magazine. It was a coupon circular magazine, advertising, and I did out in 2010. I wrapped it up pretty damn good with what I was making.
Angela told us all about Money Clip Magazine. That was a scam being ran by Gigi where he got a bunch of people to run coupon books for him and then didn't end up paying them because no one bought the coupons. So the guys came after him. Imagine Gigi showing up at your house to sell you coupon books. I'd buy one book and give it to George because he clearly needs the discounts more than I do.
And then in 2010 to 2016, I worked as a cab driver, and then I finally owned my own taxi called Ride 'em Cowboy Taxi. Are you writing this shit down? Ride 'em Cowboy Taxi. I made and grossed about close to $1,200 a week by doing that. Now, I am also working for Amazon and DoorDash. Between Amazon and DoorDash, I make about I don't do that. I make $800 pretty much a week.
That's so little.
$800 a week. So I'm okay. I'm doing okay now.
How are you surviving off of that?
That's nothing.
You are nothing. I mean, you're working like 16 hours a day in your own car burning fuel. So when you average how much fuel you
Well,
burn,
I'm doing what I need to do to get myself to the next level.
What level is that?
what level is that?
Yeah, well, I don't sit around and I don't sit around there, and just run my mouth because when I was 14 years old, I respected my elders. When I was 14 years old, I respected my elders. You need a belt.
I remember the time Gigi respected his elders when he hit his elderly aunt because she wouldn't give him something he wanted. Daddy Yared threatened to press charges, but another one of his aunts got George out of it and bailed him out of jail. So, yeah, real respectful.
And kettle nine tails to your butt. You need a kettle nine tail to your freaking butt. And you need to be belted and swelted. You need to be belted and swelted till that butt gets burnt to a crisp. Nice and red. Nice and fucking red to a crisp. So what a little brat, 14-year-old has to say to an established man that's seen the world and has been around the world.
Yeah, when I think of well-established, I think of George Yared, well-established. Maybe well-established in the cycle of homelessness. And there is no way George has been around the world. He's been to Canada, maybe, but there is no other way he's been any other country besides the U.S. and Canada.
You got a lot of room to think. You need to learn. You need to learn self-respect, and then you need to learn how to respect your elders.
His father's not a janitor.
Yeah, and my elders.
You know what? And then that's where you lose all credibility.
My
when you start
elders can keep one
you
job
lose
that
all
makes more
credibility when you start running your mouth off like that.
I mean, George, it's just fun and games.
It's not fun and games because I'm sick of it. When they called you a advert, sodomite, you didn't fucking find that funny, did you? They called you an advert sodomite. Did you find that funny? No, you didn't. Then you flipped. Then you fucking flipped.
You called me today just to tell me I was a pedophile and hang up on me.
Yeah, well, you know what? When you start becoming their attorney and start trying to cross-examine me, I don't be damned if someone like that's going to do that to me. I follow the rules. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I follow the rules, and I'm a law-abiding citizen.
You're a law-abiding citizen? Most law-abiding citizens have houses.
George, you have court next month. You're not are you sure I thought you had that.
I got court next month? Who says I got court next month?
I sent it to you. You got court next month on the 18th in Enrico.
Unbeknownst to me.
That sucks.
Where is it?
Don't go. Let's see how that goes down.
Where is it? No, that's your father's 1040.
What are you talking about, man? Are you on drugs?
No,
are you on drugs?
I'm getting it right now, George.
Are you on meth?
You sound like you're on drugs or something.
Are you on meth? Come.
Yeah, you know what? And again, this kid should be fucking locked in a room.
Why should he be locked in a room, George?
He should be locked in a room with mothballs in his mouth.
But you should be locked in a van.
You should be locked in a room with my balls in your mouth, Daddy.
Yeah. Well, why don't you put balls in your own son's mouth? How about doing that?
Like your dad did you.
Are you into?
No.
Hey,
my dad disciplined me. Put balls in your own son's mouth. Listen to me. My dad disciplined me when I was, because that's what he did. That's what adults do. Adults discipline their children when their children gets out of place.
Look, here it is. Where is it at? Oh.
Did you kill the rabbit, George?
Where's it? Here it is, right there.
What is that?
Your father. I'm getting in a picture and sending it to him.
Wow.
What about my father?
I'm
he is
sending
nothing.
him a picture
He was a janitor, and he touched your butthole.
Why do they say your dad molested?
You know what? Hey, listen, man, and this is where you lose credibility right here. You have a minor involved in an adult conversation. Let me tell you something. If he was my son, I would put him in his room and lock the door.
Okay.
I'd put him in his fucking room, I would lock the fucking door, and tell him to fucking do his damn homework, do the damn chores around the apartment, and I would make sure that he did not get involved in adult conversation. If he was my child, he would have discipline, and he would be put in his place, and he's not getting involved in adult conversation.
Wait, George, did you say apartment?
Adult conversation.
Is that all you've ever known? Is an apartment? Oh wait,
I've lived in a house for 46 years, you little twerp. I lived in a house for 46 years, you little twerp.
Wow, and what did
that
you do?
That was your dad's house, George. You can't.
That's right, and it was also my house because I inherited it.
Okay, but what did you do? Did you make money, or could you not afford your own house?
Hey. See, and this is where we have a disconnect. This is where we have a disconnect right here. A literal disconnect. You keep having. Okay, I'm going to hang up. I'm not listening to this shit.
Why did your father?
What is this?
Butthole?
Like.
What is this court date? What is this alleged court date?
I just emailed it to you.
Did he touch your butthole because you didn't do the?
Is it an alleged court date? What's the court date? Why don't you tell me?
I've been in the bank's house. It's
It
horrible.
is set for May 5, 2020.
Yeah, there's no court date May 5, 2020.
Yeah,
And guess what I'm going to do? Well, if there is, I'm going to call tomorrow, and we're going to find out.
Wait,
May Cinco de Mayo, right?
I emailed it to
when
you.
I went into your house, why were there
Cinco de Mayo. Shut. Okay.
One's picture? There was this
Oh,
woman.
so you went into my house.
Yeah.
How did that kid go into my house?
I
We've all
walked
been
in.
into your house.
You've never, you don't live there anymore.
Wait. How did that kid go in my house? Because you brought him in the house?
In the front door.
You walked directly through.
Okay.
You
And
asked
this
me to
is
check
where
your house. That's the
all
bank's house.
credibility that you have goes down the drain. This is where anything that you've said,
You said that multiple
credibility-wise,
times.
goes down the commode right here, right now.
Are you a
Okay.
pedophile?
Goodbye.
I've been
Goodbye.
to your house, George.
Goodbye.
Why
you a
are you
pedophile?
mad at me because I've been?
Goodbye.
You molest children.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and listening to this episode of the True Narrative Commentary. I'm hoping to do more episodes in the future. I got a couple calls laid out I want. Suggestion box is always open. Hit me up on Discord if you're in either of the servers I'm in, or you can leave a comment in the comment section and I'll check it out. See you next time. Bye.